Hi, I'm Dr. Sherwana Davis, a psychotherapist, here to provide a review of this week's episode of Married to Medicine. While this show is a reality show, it still provides an opportunity for us to learn and apply some real life lessons to our lives to make it better. So, in this week's episode, we didn't have a lot of drama between the ladies. It was not that at all. But there were still some key elements to this show, and it really centered around family and all dynamics of family. So, we were able to see Dr. Heavenly and her daughter discuss the difficult relationship that Dr. Heavenly has with her sister. And it really posed a question, that she really had to contemplate whether or not she wanted to make any efforts for reconciliation. And that's a real challenge for some people in families, right? Families are not always perfect. And so sometimes there is this need to discuss and really grapple with the idea of whether or not to make amends with a family member. So it was nice to see that play out in this particular episode where Dr. Heavenly really had to start contemplating whether or not she was going to make amends with her sister. The second family component was actually Dr. Eugene and Toya. So it was nice to see a couple. And it was nice to see how they were able to be intimate, right? Intimacy comes in different forms, and one of them is vulnerability. And we were able to see really Dr. Eugene really care for Toya in this episode to make sure that she was cared for. And it came in the form of actually helping her with her hair. So he was able to use his wonderful skills as a doctor to really help her with her hair care needs. And so just the care that he took to help her with that was really great to watch. The third part of this, I think, episode that was really riveting to watch was actually Sweet Tea's experience with her journey to have a child, right? And so it's not always easy for people. And so she was able to let the viewers in to see her journey. And so we were there when the doctor told her about her diagnosis and the statistics in terms of her ability to conceive. And so there were some teachable moments even in that space. Number one, if you are facing a similar situation, it's really important that you engage in self care. And in this episode, we saw Sweet Tea do that. It was just a moment, but it was so important. After she got that news, she took a moment to just let it all sink in, the gravity of everything that she had heard. And then the other part of that is to seek support. So, one of the first things she did was to reach out to her husband. So, it's really important if you're on this journey to seek support from people that care for you so that you don't feel alone and that you get the assistance that you need in this space. So, that was really it was very interesting to watch. And I think it was a good experience in terms of a person reaching out for help and support in a very difficult, vulnerable moment, actually. So that's my key takeaways from this episode. It was really all about family. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. So feel free to leave your comments in the comment space. And I look forward to next week's episode of Married to Medicine.